If you're looking for a super easy recipe of your classic scones topped with clotted cream and jam, but completely vegan, you're in the right place. Today I'm gonna walk you through how to make your classic flaky, buttery scones topped with clotted cream and jam, but using no eggs, no butter, no milk. Yep, completely vegan. It's possible and nobody will even tell. You ready? Let's do this. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and if this is your first time here, hi, I'm Natalia Lima, owner and founder of Curious Cat Bakery. Now before I was feeding thousands of people the best desserts they've ever had that just happened to be vegan, I was actually just another clueless vegan googling recipes and eating a lot of really bad dry cake. Now that I've cracked the code, I find it my mission to not only feed you, but to teach you how you can do the same. So if you want to know how to bake delicious things that definitely do not taste vegan, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you get notified every time a new video comes out. One of the things that I love about scones is that they are insanely easy to make. I always tell people, if you want to get started making bread, start with a scone because there's no yeast involved. It can be ready in literally minutes. So this is a great beginner recipe and I can't wait for us to get started. Here's what you're gonna need. For the scones, you need all-purpose flour, baking soda, cream of tartar, sugar, salt, vegan butter cut into cubes, almond milk, and agave. We'll get to the clotted cream later. We'll start by putting all the dry ingredients in a bowl. Then we'll add the vegan butter cubes, and using a scraper or even a butter knife if you don't have a scraper, we'll roughly cut that butter and mix it into the other ingredients until you have a crumbly texture with no large butter clumps. You cannot overdo it. Just keep doing it until it's that crumbly texture and you don't see any large clumps. Now we add the almond milk and use a spatula to mix it in. Now you really don't want to mix that too much. You end up having a chewy and hard scone and that's not what anybody wants. So you want it to mix just enough so that the dough comes together. It's going to be a rough dough and that's okay. Now flour a surface and drop that dough in there. Roll it out literally just a handful of times. You just want the dough to be smoother and come together a little more than it did before. You can see here the difference in texture from how it was in the bowl and now how it is after a few rolls. Now that the dough's ready, we'll use a rolling pin to flatten it out to about 1 inch thick, and then we'll use a cookie cutter and cut the shapes out. You can re-roll the leftovers and recut if you don't want to waste anything. I always do, so you know, that last one is always a little wonky, but still tastes good. Now place those cones on a lined baking sheet about 2 inches apart because they are gonna grow a little bit. And right before we put them in the oven, we're gonna do a quick egg wash so they get that nice golden shiny finish. To do that without eggs, of course, we'll mix 2 tablespoons of almond milk with 1 teaspoon of agave. You brush that on top of the scones and bake them at 425 for 11 to 12 minutes. Now while those scones are baking, we're gonna focus on the clotted cream. But before we get started, I wanna know what's your favorite jam to eat with a scone? My favorite is either jasmine or 4 fruits, I would say. What's yours? Put it in the comments below, I wanna know. All right, now let's get to making that clotted cream. Again, super easy, we're almost done. Here's what you're gonna need. Coconut cream, vegan cream cheese, and confectioner's sugar. You wanna make sure that's sifted. This is super simple. We'll just add all of the ingredients to the bowl of a stand mixer and beat until it's light and fluffy. That's it. You can eat this right away. If you're not going to eat it right away, just keep it in an airtight container in the fridge. So once those cones are out of the oven, just add the jam and the clotted cream and enjoy. So there you go, vegan scones with clotted cream. I told you it was easy. You can get that full recipe in the description below. Now, if you're new to vegan baking, I get it. It can be really hard in the beginning, which is why I put together my top 10 tips for successful vegan baking. You can get that for free in the description below. There's a link, just follow that, put in your email, it gets delivered right to your inbox. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys next week at 11 a.m. on Tuesday with a new video. Until then, you might want to watch this video where I tried 3 different types of egg wash that you could use on these cones, or this one where I made some lemon shortbread cookies that would be an excellent addition to this tea party. Until then, stay curious.